What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? We are back on the live game, trying to put some more of those sets together. The PTR gets the Nerf bat swung later this week, so excited to see what kind of balance changes happen to some of the overpowered stuff and some of the stuff that's not quite great. What's going on there, Flick? Jose, how you all doing? Yeah, but Phil said he didn't think it was going to come out until Thursday or Friday. So either tomorrow or the next day, which means probably there's going to be a whole nother week of PTR testing. Which of course means until the PTR is over, we know it's not going live, right? So I still think like around the beginning of December is probably the safest bet for this update hitting the live servers. But anyway, how's everybody doing today? I am ready to get some luck here, man. Ready to get some luck. So we still need, I think I actually have a decent guard set put together now for a Waller. I got a ton of inventory space left, though, so I've got lots of collecting I can do. In hopes of having the sets ready to go when the live update hits. Definitely looking forward to some summoner action. What's going on there, Phil? How you doing, man? So what's the word, Phil? We got You got any new news on PTR updates? We know the PTR balance updates coming this week at some point. Oh, tomorrow. Bam. Perfect. Well, I'm on the live game here today, Aramir, just kind of doing a little bit more prep. I debated on getting back into the PTR and farming some more runes, but it's rough, man. It's rough. It's a rough grind. Not getting the drops, you know? This is the normal game here today, the Reaper. I actually was going to play on the Xbox, and I had forgotten that when we got our Series X, I never reinstalled. I need to reinstall it on the Xbox, so I was a little late to the party today since I streamed Coral Island this morning. That game is so good. Any of y'all like Stardew Valley type games, you've got to check out Coral Island. It's just really, really good. Maybe it's my first run of the day here, my first true run of the day. Then maybe, just maybe, RNG will smile. I'm excited to see the PTR update tomorrow. Now, sadly, that means we've got to sit here and think about what got smacked and what didn't all night. What's the obvious? What's the obvious choices? I think the Apprentice Wall is an obvious choice. Is there a minimum stat for doing this map? Usually most people are able to clear it with sludge launchers and around like 8k main stat. Sludge launchers and wisps. Spire got a lot of buffs to its runes. Nice. Yeah, I think the LT is quite glorious on the PTR currently, so I think that would be an obvious choice. I feel like the overcharge rune needs to be changed. I feel like it needs to not have a minimum where if you go above, say, 3 defenses or whatever, you just get no benefit for the rune. Because that's gonna force us to have multiple buff beamers. And I don't have a problem with that personally, but I know a lot of people will. Apprentice definitely got the most nerfs. Poor Apprentice. Apprentice didn't need all that, Phil. That's why you didn't bother with that rune. It was fun to play with, though. I enjoyed the hell out of playing with that one. I'm hoping the rune is still usable. You know, hopefully it didn't get nerfed into non-existence-ness. I'm curious what the LT rune will end up looking like. I'm curious just about the balance of, like, the summoners minions, too. Like, if to me it felt like in the initial rollout of the PTR that the spider was a really good addition, but that every other summoner tower was an optional. Like a not you know, not saying meta, but like a not even at the higher end, you know. I'm doing good there, Jose. How about you? Doing good, doing good. I got some gaming on today. We got a little DDA going. The Poon Room got a smaller... I hope the Poon Room didn't get changed that much. Well, it should be buffs as well, Hunter, but of course we're gonna, in traditional human being nature, we're gonna focus on all of the nerfs. But yeah, there should be... Balance means buffs and nerfs, right? But, you know, I'm human. You're human. So we gonna complain. It's the nature of things. It is indeed the nature of things. I think sniper cannon could use a little bit more love. I think the bowling balls could use a little bit more love. You know, rightfully so. I think that the apprentice wall and the LT probably needs a little nerf. The flame, the fireball tower or flame burst, or it's called fireball tower in DDA. The fireball tower, the rune for it is really good. But it ends up giving you a really hard-hitting single-target defense that's fodder targeting. So, like, unless that rune would change not only it not being AoE, but would also change it to fodder, I just don't see that one being very good. You were visiting a mafia-driven dog cafe, and you were greeted by a corgi? Well, I mean, it's only natural, right? It's only natural. If it was up to Phil, the corgis would rule the world. Dog treats for everyone. Once we get through this, I'm going to take a look and see what we want to farm up today. I still never got a really exceptional guard set. So, I mean, I hate to just grind guard sets. Yeah, well, I mean, it's, you know. Sludge launcher is sludge launcher. I think at this state in the game, if the sludge launcher got balanced down to where, say, wisps were at, or even beaming blossoms, I think people would probably throw a fit. Because there's so many people that the sludge launcher has been their crutch. And when you get a crutch that broken, then of course you don't have an understanding of all of the things in the game. And that's what happens. You You think the Poons lack explosives? I think the Poons are in really good shape. But, you know, explosives would always be a welcome addition. To every tower, for that matter. Alright, come on over here and get whooped. Helps if I don't miss, huh? There we go. Alright, come on, be fatness. Let's see something good. I haven't seen anything good out of a keep victory chest in so long. Looks like I'm still not going to, huh? Wow, man. Just junk all the way around. Ew. Alright, let's take a look and see what we got here. What do we want to work on today? Had to get my daily keep run in, though. Alright, so I know I was working on a guard waller set. And I think it might actually be in decent shape there. Let's see. Or not. Well, I mean, that could be a starter pair of gloves. That would be fine as a starter chest. And then boots. Shit, do I really need guard boots to complete a set? I got nothing with double fort. How is that? I must have sold them. Alright, where do the guard boots drop? Let me see. Guard boots are on Tornado Highlands. Of course, guard boots are on Tornado Highlands. Where else would they be, right? I already knew that, sadly. Okay, and then spiders. We're going to want a spider set, too. I mean, we can use those as starter spider boots. Looks like we got plenty of options for spiders. What's going on, Antoine? How you doing? Plenty of spider options. All right, well, I guess we need some guard boots. Who are we going to bring along here? I think we'll go with just good old faithful. We'll actually do a little boosty build here. Make sure I got a striking. I do. I still need to do gemstone farms, too. On vacation? You're on vacation? I am certainly not on vacation. See, feel free to hop on and join me, y'all. If you wanna. 3 maps till Golden Giraffe. Nice, Antoine. Awesome, dude. God damn it. I saw that one coming. The boots could be chilling by the beach, forgotten and abandoned. The boots are definitely chilling somewhere, and it's never, ever in my inventory. That is just how it works with these guard boots. Oops. That's not an EV at all. All right. What do we got? Enough left for 2 more? And I got an extra DU. I normally only go 1 here, but we'll go 2 there just to use it up. Glitterhelm was super fast. It's crazy how fast Glitterhelm was. It was for me, it was the second fastest one out of all of them. I think it's just the mobs just dump out so fast, you know? You got that many lanes. The mobs just don't even mess around. They just go for it. Aramir's got all the guard boots in his inventory. Well, I mean, you know, to be fair, I've done this map 69 million times, but Aramir did it 69,420,000 times. So, I mean, he's probably got a few nicer pair of guard boots than what I have. Yeah, I got it. I got it there now. So I'm picking up what you're throwing down there, Thanlin. Hopefully you guys are ready to sell some stuff. I got some gold saved up ready to give you. You're on the mill right now? The mill got a little tricky later on in the higher waves. Those first 2 maps, I mean, the keep, of course, wasn't a cakewalk either, but the first 2 maps in Act 4 were both kind of rough. I think I might have to run around and do some trap upgrades or trap repairs here. I don't want to leave my perch here though. Could be. It is free to join? No, it costs you 1 pair of guard boots per entry. Yeah, anybody can join, man. It's public, so... Or you're already in. You're right there. Cost to enter. 2 cookies. 3 cakes. A pie. And some guard boots. Yeah, nice. Can't figure out how to drop items in the tavern. You cannot drop items in the tavern, Andrew. The next update is bringing player trading, but the whole dropping items in the tavern thing that was removed very, very early in development. It's been gone for, like, ages. But there is part of the episode 2 update, which will be upcoming shortly, is a player trading system. So that will be resolved. I mean, if you're gonna stand over here on the wisps, you could use either of them. The main thing is you got to have a striking or ranged gemstone on the auras. These two auras right here. But as far as anything else, anything will really give a benefit. Oh, no problem there. Welcome back there, Andrew. Definitely some good stuff coming. Let's see. How low did the... Oh, that trap didn't get low at all. That trap didn't get low at all. What about this one? Wasn't too terrible there either. What's going on there, Next? How you doing? Just did the survey. Nice, nice. I'm assuming there will probably be another one, another survey after this week's update. Tomorrow the PTR is getting an update. So assuming we'll have another survey there. Got a slow burn on these baddies, huh? Been binging on Overclock Slice and Dice just for the sake of it. Well, yeah. That's fun. It's fun to play around with, but you got to add some range in there. The range mobs will just sit there and take shots at it. It'll drop everywhere at the same time, Sarksy. It'll probably be around the beginning of December-ish. Something like that. But there's no date yet. It's in testing on PC. It's not launched there. You don't save any of your progress or any of that stuff there. It's just a testing build. But yeah, it'll launch on PlayStation and Xbox at the same time as PC. Well, I mean, I think we're going to have to wait until after we see this balance update tomorrow. But as it stands right now, the Summoner would be the first one. I do not. There's no reason to expect that at all. I think that there probably will be some kind of a holiday thing, but I don't think it will be part of the update. There's 2 new maps coming already with a new hero. I mean, I wouldn't complain if they put in a holiday thing. I don't think you should expect it to be the DD1 Christmas Challenge map, though. Because remember, it's not a remake. So, I think we'll get something for the holiday, but I don't know if it will necessarily be that, you know? It'd be cool as hell, but like I said, this is a massive update as it is. So I think it's probably all out on the table as far as what we're going to get. They don't stack. They stack in the aspect of one of them only buffs 4 pets, so if you have 2 of them, or 4 towers. So if you have 2 of them, it will be 8 towers. But whether you're playing actively or boosting is kind of a playstyle choice. They're both very, very effective. Normally, just building out like a map like this and boosting a stack is normally going to be something that requires a little bit more gear. And doing a build and actually running around and shooting mobs is like the entry level. But, I mean, there is no better. It's just a playstyle choice. I like the tower defense aspects more of the game more than anything else. So for me personally, I will always find ways to play builds like this. Just because I enjoy the play more. I don't need to run around. If I want to run around and shoot stuff, I'll play Warframe. You know? But that's just me. I know everyone has their own preferred play style, and nothing wrong with any of them. Well, there is no better. You can't say one is better than the other. I mean, I personally ignore ogres, so ignoring them is better than shooting them, in my opinion. But if you like to shoot them, you know, like I said, there's just nothing wrong with that. One is not better than the other. It's a playstyle choice. Crazy, isn't it? A game where you can play more than one way. It's so nice that that came back to the world of Dungeon Defenders. So how bad you guys think the Summoner's Pet Boost is going to get nerfed into the ground? Hopefully not too bad, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Don't do it, Phil. Make the summoner fun and overpowered to a point where you have to nerf it in February. Bill's making the boost heal enemies instead. Well, no, it's ridiculous right now. I'll be the first to admit it's absolutely ridiculous right now. 10% would bring it down in line with much other heroes. 30% would bring it too far and nobody will use it. But it's a balancing act. It doesn't have to be OP to be good. It can just be good, right? If it trivializes the content, that's not good. And that's kind of what it's doing right now, is trivializing the content. But hoping it's still viable. We will find out tomorrow. After the Nerf bat swings. Hopefully Phil's Nerf bat is very soft. Want to see. Well, I mean, when you're adding it in brand new is when it's the easiest to balance. You can't balance it for just the summoner's buff, though. If you balance anything in the game for just the summoner's buff, then it'll be unusable in anything else. I mean, the summoner does new DPS. It's supposed to have crazy, ridiculous pets because it's not adding anything. Yeah, you're only going to get 130 million DPS out of your Squire Monkey or 150 million DPS out of your Squire Monkey. But you're also melee swinging and spinning in the middle of that, you know? The summoner doesn't have that option, so you should be able to get 200 million damage plus out of a well-rounded summoner pet build. I mean, hell, on some mobs, just a Radiate will be close to 100 million. Yeah, they're there, Jose. They're just not there because you want them. As soon as you decide you don't want them anymore, they'll drop like crazy. They're definitely there, though. No cross-play. Cross-progression might happen at some point. Cross saves, but no cross play. Alright, let's see you shiny boots. Where you at? Well, double fort. Really trashy roll, though. I mean, I was hoping for double fort for my apprentice. Absolutely disgusting roll, though. Guess we better try it again. And see, that pair has got 533 fort roll, so this 351 pair would actually give me more fort than that 404 pair. It's 100 less there. 500, 150. Actually, they'd come out to about identical with the upgrades in. What? Since we had that one extra DU, let's spend it right here. Just for there not be any chance at an issue at all with a mage. Because we only need one DU here for this wall. And that's nothing's actually even thrown at it, but I know if I don't put it there, that ogre will throw a snowball at it. Yeah, there's been quite a few changes, acquiescence, and quite a few more coming here soon. So you definitely want to read through like probably the last 5 DDA news posts on the forums. Oh, you probably got something ridiculous, didn't you? Let me see. Oh man, wow, that's such a bummer. So close, huh? So close and yet so far. At least you got teased there, Aramir. I didn't even get teased. Oh, I just saw that question, Antoine. No, the summoner pet boost only boosts damage. 0.25. Yeah, guard is the second defense. I tell you what I hope. I hope what happens is this update has got so many... Won't let you join my Discord. How come? If this update has got so many viable towers that people can't decide what the meta is. That's what I hope. Shouldn't be any issue with you joining Discord there, Flick. Well, sadly, we know proton beams will never be meta because Jin are a thing. I would love proton beam metas, though. I love beams. You get to draw pretty pictures with them. Let's see. Maybe the link is expired. Let me see. Let me see. There you go. Here's a new link. In case that one was expired or something, maybe. No clue. You joined just now without any issues? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be something with Discord going on, too. They've had a lot of wonky issues lately, it seems like. I am definitely looking forward to this update going live, though. I don't want to overgrind it now and wear myself out, because I know a big old grind will be incoming to get... Well, I mean, more with Part 2 than Part 1. Yeah, that's the goal. I'm going for... I need 2 different guard boots. I need a double fort guard boot with preferably a high roll for my apprentice. And then I need a DPS guard boot for spiders. So, I mean, you know, obviously I need to get the whole sets, but... The Waller I can just go through and set up now. I've already got that character. The Summoner, of course, we'll have to wait and level the character first, but I would like to have the armor ready to go. At least a starter set. You know, it doesn't have to be fine-tuned or whatever. But something usable. The right stats on every piece, you know. I'm hoping archers maybe... get a little love, even if that meant the DU cost going up. I mean, right now as it stands, it's a magic missile that's not as good. Plus, the magic missile gets a damage rune, and the archer doesn't. Just throw a couple of upgrades on these. In the live game right now, the meta would be sludge launchers. Beaming blossoms, wisps. Basically all of the warden's defenses are just really good. The mushrooms are kind of crappy. But besides the mushrooms, everything else. No, nothing planned. I think the current system is probably going to get reworked. The Arcanist gear is not what they wanted it to be. I think it's not what most players wanted it to be too. It's a mixed bag, you got to realize, with Dungeon Defenders. Some people like the whole concept of hybriding and doing all defenses or everything with one hero. And other people hate that idea, you know? So it's one of those, no matter what Phil ends up doing with it, there will be a disappointed party, you know? Well, I mean, it's not really OP. It's a band-aid for a bad system, is what it is. It allowed people didn't like the fusion defense thing, and people didn't like things only being active while they were in the deck. So they gave us the Arcanist gear as a band-aid to adjust some of those issues. That's what it feels like to me, anyway. It wasn't really a design choice based off of them thinking, hey, this is an incredibly designed concept, you know? It was more of a, how can we fix the issue we created earlier? Nah, there's no info. It's way, way too early for it to even be having that discussion. All we know is that it's going to get looked at in the future. We don't know anything else. And it's not going to be anytime soon. Figure you got part 1 and part 2. Well, I mean, you got part 1 of the episode 2 update is massive. And it's not even out yet. And that's something that won't get looked at until much farther down the road. I mean, I would imagine they got their hands pretty full just getting all the stuff in this update dialed in, because this update is huge, huge. It's by far the biggest update the game has had since the beginning. Hey, take it easy. Thanks for swinging by. Go, Loots. Come to me. That's one of the challenges with this map, is it's just boring as hell. Last 5 waves got pretty crazy. Well, at least it's done. Move on to the next one. The exact same deal. Mods in DD2 were a band-aid to fix bad design decisions prior to that. Arcanist gear was a band-aid to fix the bad design decision, you know? Literally exact same situation. The only difference is DDA has one Band-Aid. DD2's got 16 Band-Aids. No, the loot's not better, there's just more of it. More mobs equals more loot, so more chances at a better piece dropping. So it's not better loot per se, but there's more chances to get better loot. It's a either way you roll, because although in 4 players you're going to get more loot, the map takes longer to run. No, the chest loot is exactly the same. Talking about more loot from mobs dropping on the ground. More mobs equals more loot. But, like I said, once again, it's more mobs equals more loot, but it takes longer to run. So as far as, like, loots per hour, I still think solo is the quickest way, the best way to play. It's going to be the fastest grind and the most victory chests popped. So 4 players more fun, and you get more ground drops, but that's it. Well, not yes and no. I mean, that's where the RNG is. Like, the best pieces I have all came off the ground. None of them were in chests. Well, I mean, some of them probably were. But, like, if you look through all of, like, the top 10% of my gear, definitely more than half of that came off the ground. It's just you're not going to see it often. It's going to be super, super rare. But, you know, it's DD1. DD1 armor farming. You know, you're not going to see a great piece all the time, but when you get one, it's going to be really good. You know? Or you can have luck like me, and when you get one, it'll be super, super high rolled with all the wrong stuff on it. Ah. So you end up just throwing it in the trash. Damn it. I don't know how many more of these I can do today. This map is so ungodly boring. It just feels like it just drags, you know? I mean, 16 minutes in. I mean, obviously this wasn't a speed build, but... definitely a bit of a dragger. Mm-hmm. 800 skellies, oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's another good thing with the PTR. You know, once that goes live, the way the lanes come out, it's just so much faster now. People are going to have to adjust their builds in a lot of cases. Halfway there. This is a lot of skellies. Saw blades flying across the map. Somebody doing some spinning over there. Because it was changed a while back. People complained about sirens, so they made it so defenses can attack them. And now they can shoot at cores where they couldn't before. So, I mean, it's only fair. If you can shoot them, they should be able to shoot you, right? So they can shoot at your core. Well, I mean, there's target priorities in the game. The siren should come above a copter ogre. It doesn't, it attacks their tick rate. So, like, you put a dot up that does so much damage per second. Rate makes those defenses tick faster. So, instead of, you know, 1 shot a second, it might be, you know, 4 shots every 3 seconds or something like that. Every stat affects the rogue's devices, though, except range. Range doesn't do anything. But fort, power, and rate all affect them. Alright, booties. I know you're in there, shiny boots. Come to me. Well, I mean, if you've got all 4 stats, then just don't worry about it. I mean, if you've got it on there, it's not hurting anything. It's just not helping anything, you know? So you definitely don't want range as like a passive. Alright, where they at? Where they at? Well, that's a slightly better roll. Double fort. So, I mean, that would be a acceptable starter piece for my apprentice walls. Now I need to get a DPS one. My damage is trash. One more run. One more run. Just one more. All right, Adaptive, take it easy. Have a wonderful rest of your day. A couple of upgrades on those. I mean, they won't burn as fast. I forgot to reflect beams down below. There we go. Should be in good shape. This is like my third or fourth one, Ollie, so it's not too bad yet. We all know how Tornado Highlands goes. The mind rot is real, right? When it happens, oh man. We got a little better RNG on this one so far, though. 400 less mobs for the first wave. I can't turn off Coral Island, Ollie. I've been having so much fun in it. You're right. That game is just hard to turn off. You're not as strong. You can't go more than like 3. The key with this game, this map, is you got to find a chill build, man, and then Netflix it out. Because this map definitely will take you next level tiers of insanity if you try to just run it legit. Desperately needs Netflix and chill. Play Coral Island on a second PC. I ended up I streamed it this morning. I never start streams at 10 in the morning. I did a 10 a.m. stream today just because I wanted to play Coral Island. I figured I might as well stream it. Definitely such a good start to the game. Got a lot of development to come, too. And then another thing that hasn't been very high priority for me is I don't think I am ever going to play Active Warden again. Which means I can get rid of that mana regen gear on my Warden. Which means I would want power rate accessories across the board. Where right now I get power mana regen. So that's going to give my Warden a nice bump in damage output on the Wisps. Looking forward to the first few content updates. Can't really do much as far as dating goes yet. Looking forward to some of the hard events. Yeah. That's fair, that's fair. I haven't figured out the trees yet. Like, I've been working on that underwater area pretty heavily, and then getting my farm squared away, of course. But all the sick trees are around town. Or do those get healed as a side effect from completing the other objectives? But yeah, absolutely incredible game, though. It's been so fun. Couple of ups on this one. Go, shine it boots. We'll switch it up to another map after this one. Where's Gloves? Gloves is Ancient Mines. Boots is here, and the chest is Royal Gardens. Is that right? For guard stuff? Pretty sure that's what it is. That's what I was thinking, is maybe like each one of those bundles, or one of those bundle areas, maybe do each one heals a tree or something like that. Got some drops of gear with really high stats that have names on them, like Oxidized Fused Guard Gloves. No, the named stuff is a Kickstarter backer reward. Gnomes are real. So people that paid for a particular tier on Kickstarter have weapons and armor items that are named after them. So it has no, having the name on there like that, it has no effect on the gear itself. It's just a nameplate that somebody paid for on Kickstarter. I haven't seen any of the armor pieces for me, because I bought the stupid expensive tier on Kickstarter. It doesn't have an impact. It's just random that you saw that item. There's plenty of absolute garbage trash gear that's got names on it as well. Does not affect gear whatsoever. It's a pay-to-win thing from someone on Kickstarter. 100%, no question about it. Has no effect on the gear itself. There's 105 gear for everything in the game. Being 105 gear doesn't affect the name on it either. It's not required to be 105 or have god rolls. Well, you just got a good piece. The name on it is no factor at all. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Literally, somebody paid $300 for it on Kickstarter. $300. Yeah, Discord buy and sell channel. There will be a spot on the browser too, with someone where people can host a public tavern. It's not going to be like player shops like DD1 has, but you'll be able to join in and communicate with people. But yeah, Discord will be the place. The official Discord server will have... Nah, it's Kickstarter. Everything named in the game is from Kickstarter. Now, a bunch of the employees got their names added on too. Even though they may or may not have had or done anything with the Kickstarter, but... We'll move on to a different map after this one. This one's starting to rot the brain just a little already. It's only been an hour. My grind game is weak today. Only an hour into the grind and my brain is already turning to mush. How you feel about Tornado Valley? The benefit of Tornado Valley is it's like 6 to 8 minute runs. So even though it's a bit of a snoozer, you're at least cycling through it so fast. No. I mean, if you looked at it that way, it should be easy. You should get lower quality rolls in a group. But because everything's so much easier in a group. But no, more players equals more mobs equals more ground loot. It doesn't affect quality at all. It affects the amount. So of course, if you have more chances at getting a high level piece, you're going to get more high level pieces. So that's the benefit of group play. More mobs, more loot. This one is roughed. Yeah, on the PTR it runs crazy fast. When I was grinding that, I don't remember which rune it was. There was one rune that I had to grind quite a bit on the PTR. And towards the end, my Tornado Valley runs were like 4 minutes. Total run, start to finish. It's like, dang. That, of course, got adjusted when they put the mobs back in. That was with those missing mob counts, you know? Oh, how many skellies is this? It's only 2 skelly lanes. We actually really lucked out on the mob counts on this one, but it still feels like it's taking forever. 16 minutes. Figure 17-minute run. What was that? Come on, be there. All right, where you at, booties? You're hiding under that little wizard. Junk. Ugh, no love, no love. All right, y'all. So let's switch it up. Get a different map run. I'm going to start a fresh group too. Anyone that's in group now, feel free to rejoin, but want to give anybody else an opportunity to pop in. Have a pretty good grasp on things now. Should do targeted farming on mixed mode, like in King, get lucky with 105 gear with high stats and good passives. Don't sweat it being 105. No one's running around in full sets of 105 gear, gnomes. If they are, then they're not paying attention to the stat rolls. Don't worry or don't care at all about it being a 105 piece. Just look for the right stats, good rolls with the right stats and right passives. Being 105, the thought of that should never enter your mind. I mean, you're just not going to be in max one. You're not going to be in 105 gear across the board. Not right now. When the next difficulty comes, probably. When the next boss fight comes. 390 max rate. No vitality, little wizard. Oof. Oof. All right. Where to? Well, the gloves are ancient mines. It's a swing speed modifier that has almost zero impact, Katawa. So just ignore that number as your best bet. 20% would be the maximum. And the difference between a 1% and a 20% is like quite trivial. So just focus on getting a weapon with the right weight and the right mods on it. All right. So I guess let's head to the mines, but what do we want to do on the mines? We can't do the same old build. We got to do something different. Well, we could DST it. That would make it run quicker, right? Let's DST the mines. Oops. Oh, look, there we go. Well, you're playing on a Lavamancer, which is one of the worst DPS characters in the game, so I would say pick whichever one you like the most and not care about its effectiveness, because you're playing on a character that's just got terrible, terrible damage output. So don't worry about it, and just, you know, Lavamancer is a builder. You can place an LT for LT reasons. That's all we got, huh? Oh, I don't know what to do with that last one. Ignore it. Unless you want to... Well, an LT would only free up one more DU. I was going to say we could smack a LT right in the middle. So we don't need the electric auras because they're not buffed. Armor items is 494 and weapons is 410. Percent damage on upgrade would only affect an active character that you're upgrading defenses on. So there's no comparison. But yeah, defense damage, percent damage, and power are the best two passives. The second best would be percent damage and rate, and the third best would be power and rate. Yeah, the ones that are percent damage on repair and percent damage on upgrade, those are active hero abilities. So if you run around and repair a defense, it doesn't matter who built it. If you repair it, it gets the buff. Pets are the same way. Boost pets are 494. DPS pets are 410. Everything's 494 and 410 for the most part. I actually got a 494 Lycan Prince the other night. So disappointing seeing a roll like that on such a trash pet. No way, Kamikaze. You're in the group already, man. What are you talking about? Public game, man. Don't ever ask, just join. Alright, Aramir, where's the LT gonna go? I'll give you enough for a LT and a buff beam. Because, you know, the world's just a better place when it's got LTs in it. Gnomes are real. Thank you so much, man. I do appreciate it a ton. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. This one is guard gloves. Looking for two different types. A super high roll with a high fort passive. Double fort, of course. For a Waller. And then I also want a DPS set. Shoot. Double tapped. Alright. Let's get Aramir a little A little LTDU here, because, you know. All right, you got 11. 11 to play with there, Aramir. Very nice. Now that there's a LT in the world. Go LT. Might need to throw a striking on it, huh? Let's get a striking on that bad boy. Yeah. Get him, LT. Get him. Uh-oh. Dude throwing a splody bomb at me. Is it going to make it past that reflect? Nope. Actually, we probably would have been better off just with one aura stack with a striking on it, huh? It's Ancient Minds, for God's sakes. It doesn't really matter. Use whatever you want. Man, I cannot wait to see the changes on the PTR tomorrow. I wish it was coming today. I wants it now, Phil. I wants it now. All right, Flick, take it easy. Well, thanks for hanging out, man. Have a wonderful afternoon. Something about Ancient Minds that's, even though we've all grinded this map way too many damn times, using it to level and break into new tiers and everything else, there's just something nice and peaceful about Ancient Minds, you know? Such a nice chill run. He's going all the way up the lane when it fires, but picking and choosing its targets, it looks like. The bad part about this map is that's literally all you're going for is those gloves. Like the pet is a POS. Control G. Hold down Control and then hit G like you normally would. And that readies up the whole group if you're the host. Another CDT quality of life thing from DD1 that was implemented. Hope we'll get a golden little bomber. Maybe, maybe. Well, I figure there's going to be more pets coming too, so I mean there will be plenty of golden opportunities, you know, for gold pets. But yeah, golden little bomber would probably look cool. The thing with that one is the regular graphic and animation is just awesome. So I even wonder if maybe the regular one would look better. Thanks for subscribing there, Ryan. The sword only ever on any weapon upgrade damage. For the shield, upgrade whatever you want. If you want a little more health, or vitality if you want a little more health. Attack and ability will both be really close to the same. It's been mentioned, Foof Tech, but I don't think it's ever really been seriously discussed. But I mean, that would be awesome. That would be the dream, in my opinion. And you know, the only, like, you can do that in DD1, but the game that really did that right with the whole public to private and game toggle was Dungeon Defenders Eternity, believe it or not. In Dungeon Defenders Eternity, it was straight up just a toggle. You know, go into the settings, flip the switch, now it's public. You know, that was awesome. So, I mean, I would love to see that happen. I think there would be a lot more public games because of it. I think there'd be tons of public games if that was the case. All right, come on, gloves. Trash. Absolute trash. Boo. Junker gloves. Alright, let's do something more entertaining. I agree. The Beaming Blossoms are just so awesome on this map. Let's go with some laser beams. Let me make sure homie's got gear. Looks like he does. And, what else we want to do? Now, will a LT right here reach over to strike at enemies? I wonder. If so, we could go with a Aura stack right here, and then whoever's boosting the LT can striking gemstone that. Well, do you ever use the spin? No. If you use the spin, it goes off of the weapon's damage. So, on any weapon, unless it's a hero that you just never plan on using actively, that's just what you want to do. That works, that works. Every ability in the game goes off of weapon damage. How much we got left? Didn't put. It's 4 of them that way. I feel like I could use at least one more this way. A little wonky, huh? Might as well place another one behind it then if we're going to do that. Oops. Or maybe not, maybe not. We're going to have a lot of leftovers on this one. We got 70U. One more LT. What do you think there, Aramir? Oop, needs mana. Do I have anybody I'm not using? Let me still bring my tower booster out. Actually, you know, I should boost on my warden to get the pierce, huh? Oh, it's definitely one of the top defenses in the game. No doubt there. Crazy, crazy amount of damage and looks super cool. You know, how often you get that combo where it's good and looks cool? Normally, if it's good, it looks like awful. You know? Ooh, my bad. That was all me. Sorry about that. Let me put this siren right on top of Aramir's LTs. His LTs are getting up in there. They're getting a little action. It's my Blossom DPS. My Blossom set is not great. Just because I don't use them very often. 2.5 at tier 3 on a buff beam. And of course it does double that to fusion enemies since we're in Rift mode. But yeah, my Blossom set is not wonderful. I did it again. No, it died this time. Looking good, looking good. Yeah, 13K is a pretty decent spot. I mean, 10K plus will clear all the content. So, but yeah, 13K is a great place to be. So if you like to min max, once you get past 10K, it's just a matter of putting the grind in, you know? Mine are like 13,700, Antoine, for comparison. But, you know, obviously I play an awful lot. I don't really have a favorite. My favorite is whichever one got updated last. Oh, nothing wrong with that. Meme builds are always fun. DDE update soon. For some reason, I just heavily doubt it. It was fun. It just wasn't. It just wasn't. Wasn't what I think what was anticipated. I've got a really super strict filter running usually. Normally I only pick up 105 gear. Right now I've got all fusion stuff because I'm trying to put together sets for the upcoming summoner and for the towers that are getting changed. But normally I just check 105 and I only loot 105 gear. And then for like weapons and pets, I always look at them in the box. You figure a weapon off the ground you're never going to want to use anyway. It's all about the boss weapons. So I look at the weapons and pets every time, and then normally I only loot 105 gear or higher. Or, I mean, 105 is the highest, obviously, but... Before I switched it to that, I was more like 425 or 440 as a minimum pickup. 350 playing mixed mode massacre, your inventory is going to get spammed because there's going to be a lot of stuff that's dropping that's above 350. Victor filter means better loot. I wouldn't sweat it too much on the live game right now, y'all, unless you're just doing a lot of grinding right now, because the loot filter gets completely reworked in the next update. So there will be a lot of versatility in the loot filter after that update hits. Your PoE filters, I always use I use the default downloaded stuff. I never customize my PoE filter myself. I always use stuff from other people, but it works well. I usually use like a semi-strict filter. All right, come on, be good. Don't be a POS. It's a POS. Dang it. Cannot get a drop. All right, one more time. One more time. All right, let's see. Laser beams, more laser beams. I'm mainly just really hoping that the update gets here early December, because there's going to be a whole lot of reason to come back and play the game for people that haven't played it in a while. And with like the people's holiday breaks from school and stuff like that, it'll just be the ideal time for people to dive back in and appreciate a little Dungeon Defenders, you know. Get shroomed, Siren. Take that. But yep, tomorrow we find out. I'm assuming that'll be pretty close to a finalized version. Obviously, changes will be made in the update all the way up to the end. But I think that will be pretty close to a final version of what's coming. he's got a striking gemstone on it. There, Blizzard. Aramir's using a striking gemstone. Is why it's so ginormous. Striking gemstone for the win. I mean, it's covering the whole map, right? Let's see. Or no, all the way to there. Give you the bird's eye view of that bad boy, though. It's a biggin. It is definitely a biggin. What's going on there, Google? How you doing? About 8.5K. That's it with no striking. And then striking. Bloosh. Come on, loots. Game has been bugged for a while. Can't join games in the browser. That's weird. You didn't get a hacker flag, did you? Did you join anybody's match that was doing sketchy things? I don't know. I think that's potential. I hope so. But, I mean, who knows? You know, I mean, they own the IP outright. So I think there's potential to be many more Dungeon Defenders games. But whether or not that actually comes true, I mean, we'll have to see, you know. They're working on something else right now. According to some of the articles of late, there's supposed to be some unannounced project that no one knows anything about. Well, Going Rogue is announced. You know, it's definitely not Going Rogue. But you got to remember, too, there's separate teams. It's one company that's divided into separate teams. So, I mean, they could work on as many projects as they want to, as long as they have dedicated teams on the existing titles, you know. They could be doing 10 games at the same time. I mean, they would have to hire some more people, but... the first Dungeon Defenders is pretty legendary. I think everyone misses that. I mean, that's been regularly said for the last 10 years. More than that, 12 years. With Dungeon Defenders 2, everybody wanted more DD1. With DDE, everybody wanted more DD1. With DDA, everybody wanted more DD1. You know, I mean, it's a pretty heavily loved game by many, you know. Even a lot of people that don't play it anymore. There's a ton of people out there that don't play anymore that still say DD1 was one of their favorite games they ever played, you know. Well, you got to remember, too, DD1 was not, it's not what it originally was, too. It's, you know, DD1 had almost a decade of the community development team putting updates into the game. So, I mean, it had a lot of work after the fact from the community, making the game better. But yeah, it's crazy good. The problem is a true remaster with when you've already got several games out there that so many people think is a remaster. If you go and do a remaster, I mean, it's just, at this point, it's what should have been done before they started working on DD2. DD2 should have been DD1 that looked like DD2. And, you know, continuing on from there. But now it's, I think it might be too late. I hate to say it, but I think it might be too late. They've reused all this content way too many times now to do a true remaster. Range and power. Fort power range. Boo. Alright, let's try it one more time. Well, they can't go back to it now. They would have to remake the game. It's not a matter of flipping a switch and turning it back, turning something into DD1. You'd have to make the game over again, you know? And the problem now is public perception, I think. I mean, I would love to see it, don't get me wrong. I may even have been telling them that for the last 10 goddamn years. Hey, why don't you remake DD1 and make it look like DD2, but don't take away from the gameplay? I just may have said that to him for a decade now. Meaning, fuck yeah, I've said it to him for a decade now. But they didn't. And they didn't over and over and over again, you know? And that's the challenge. And now the maps have all been reused so many times that if they put out a true remaster with these same maps over again, people are going to be like, cash grab, and throw it right in the trash. And that's a struggle. Now, they could get it out on consoles, and that would make it a good thing. Because right now, you can't play the current version of DD1 on consoles, you know? But I don't know. I mean, I'm curious what this unannounced project is. Because there's been, like, no mention of it. Even when that article came out that said that they've got an unannounced project they're working on, they still didn't say anything about it. So they got something going on. We just don't know what it is. You can play the old, outdated version of DD1 on an Xbox 360, but it's not what DD1 is, you know? It's not DD1 at all. Well, I mean, almost every map in DDA is from DD1. The maps are here. It's not all here. Well, see, that's the thing is if they had a remade a DD1, a true DD1 remaster that was on current gen consoles, there wouldn't be all that hackery. Ain't nobody jailbreaking their Series X's, you know? That was a 360 thing. And a PS3 thing. Nobody's going to be jailbreaking their Series X's and their Xbox Ones. Well, I mean, they might start risking their Xbox Ones now, but... we've got that now, Gnomes. It's called DD2. It's just not on mobile. The mobile game that's not on mobile. Not missing any of the microtransactions, though. I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see what they're doing. I think spamming out Dungeon Defenders games is not... I played First Wave. A lot of people don't know all the realize all the history that's in that. But, you know, I mean, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure. You know, they're trying to dip their toes into the roguelite genre here with Dungeon Defenders going rogue. And that one, you know, that one hasn't seen an update in a minute. It should be getting an update again, an early access update at some point soon. It's a roguelike. If you don't know what a roguelike is, look it up. It's not a Dungeon Defenders game. It's just a Dungeon Defenders themed game. It's not an action tower defense game at all. Levi Charles, thank you so much. Many, many, many months. I do appreciate it a ton. But, like, you know, Risk of Rain is a roguelite. Fusion Gear is all targeted farming, Timothy, so there's not really best map. It's, you go where the loot is guaranteed. Like, we're doing this map because this is guard gloves, and that's what we're looking for is guard gloves. So it's all targeted farming. Does it look like DD1? Well, no. I mean, DD1's extremely dated. The visuals on it. It looks like this. It's the same... They reused a lot of the assets. So it looks like DDA. I mean, they're not going to make a game that looks like DD1 as far as the exact art style and just because technology, you know? DD1 looked great 10 years ago. Now it looks like an old game that looked great 10 years ago. You know? I mean, a lot of people appreciate the art style of DD1, but I don't think anyone could say the graphics visually look nice. It's dated, you know? It's a... Well, it's actually a 12-year-old game now, I think, isn't it? It's a 12-year-old product. I mean, hell, DD2 is almost a 10-year-old product now. And look at it. It looks 1,000 times better. I think that's what's on the way there, Fab. You know, well, I mean, we know there's more maps and more heroes coming, but the runes... I think that's the goal with the rune system, is to mix it up. You know, give people lots of options. Oh, what's up, what's up? How you doing? And it should, from the looks of it on the PTR. I mean, I was playing with completely different builds every single day. Somehow I got 5,000 mana and never spent it. Oops. I think people will be doing endless mode quite a bit, but it needs a leaderboard. That's something that will come. But until endless mode gets a leaderboard, there's just no point. You know? You get your cosmetic unlocks, and then past that, there's just no benefit to do it. Endless mode is always about the EPing, you know? So if you don't have a leaderboard, you can't flex. Well, I mean, you can, but then you just look like an asshole. Talking about how great you are in a game mode that literally no one is playing. So needs leaderboard. But I'm excited about what's coming. Well, I mean, to be fair, even the speedrun community is like 5 people. It's not like it's a bunch of people speedrunning Dungeon Defenders games. Well, like This Is I, Aramir, Mushroom Cake. There's just not many people, you know? Got to be a reason to speedrun it, you know? I mean, of course you can... going on the loot grind is a reason to speedrun it, but at the same note, if you're grinding the map 1,000 times, how many people are speedrunning it versus how many people are Netflixing it, you know? Oh, speedrunning in general? Yeah. Well, I mean, the leaderboard, the endless leaderboard would be very different than that, but yeah, it would bring a lot of value to endless mode, without question. They're usable, but they haven't been meta in a long, long time. There's Samuel. They're very usable. They're best served if you're playing an active overdrive apprentice or overdrive apprentice that you can sit there and overcharge them or buff them the whole time. Overcharge apprentice, pardon me. Can't remember the name of the stupid ability. But if you're doing an apprentice boost build, DSTs are pretty beast. But they haven't really been meta in a long time. The sludge launcher wins all meta tier lists. We finally get power and rate, and it's a low roll, and it's got no range. Boo! Willing to buy decent rolls. Damn you, Phil. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna pop out of here again, remake the game. Well, we might go back to that one, or we might go do another map. I'm not sure, but between now and then, a 398 Hippogriff. Oof. Between now and then, I am going to grab myself another coffee and use the restroom and all that good stuff. And I will be right back in just a few minutes. So give me just a sec, y'all. I will be right back. Oh man, I left you guys listening to little bombers going off the whole time. Sorry about that, y'all. Little bombers just spraying off the whole time. It's not that loud. I gotta turn it right down. Huh, that's weird. I haven't seen or heard of that one, Antoine. That's definitely a strange one. Clear some of this loot out here, because we got a bunch of junk, too. What's up with all these low rolls pieces having decent stats on them? That's kind of rude, huh? Range and power, fort power range, no rate at all. Oof. Percent damage and range. That's probably not going to be a keeper, but I'll keep it for a minute anyway. Fort. There's that double fort piece. I'll keep that for a second, too. Look at that, man. I didn't see that. That was a ground drop. No range. Huge bummer, huh? I think I'll keep that for now, though. If I have to settle, that would be a good settle piece. That's that double fort piece. I think I'll keep that one, too. Actually, we'll keep the rest of this stuff. I still got over half my inventory left. Where'd it go? There. Where'd that piece go I was just looking at? What the hell? Did I sell it by accident? Oh, I equipped it by accident. There it is right there. Doops. All right, so we still need some chest pieces. Chest pieces, Royal Gardens, is that right? Yep, chest is Royal Gardens. Yeah, I've never seen that bug. You mean if you close the portal with... Like if you have the Wrath boost and then you use the seed to close the portal, it's doing that? Or are you smacking it with Wrath up? Oh, the mushrooms. Huh. I'm going to go try that on PC right now to see if it's bugged here too. Let me do that real quick. I'm going to try a quick keep run here. Just to test it. I haven't heard of that one, though. I mean, it might be a thing on PC, too. I don't know. We will find out. Oops. You got me all curious on that one now. You have to do it right under the portals. I'm sure Phil would appreciate that if you did record it. Oops. Only one. One DU, not two. All right, let's see. Can you do it on multiple portals at the same time? Oops, I accidentally cast it somewhere. Oops, god dang it, I accidentally hit that one. I'm very curious. If this works, I'm going to laugh my ass off. We got the old dreaded stuck skelly. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen regularly. A skeleton goes up, gets inside of this spawn right here, and never comes out. Eventually, it times out. Hopefully that doesn't screw up the test. Because now we gotta sit here and wait for this to time out. You get a stuck flyer? I don't think I've ever seen that one. This is the only stuck mob issue I ever get. Now, I use this build like almost every time. This exact same build is kind of the Netflix and chill build for me. So I use it often. But yeah, this little guy here, like maybe 1 out of every 10 runs. You can see him in the mini map there. You can't get at it with anything. I've tried a EV. I've tried the spinning steel projectile. Alright. Sending it on Twitter and tagging me. That's fair. Yeah, I'm curious to see it in action. Come on and die already. Dude don't want to die, huh? It's up on Twitter? Alrighty. I'll check it out after. Finally. Alright, let's see. Oh! Oh! It is working! Oh, shit. Bill. Oh. Yep, it's doing the thing. It's doing the thing. This one I closed by accident. Now let's see if it'll keep working, even if I switch to a different character. Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely doing the thing. Yeah, it's the first time I've heard of that one. It's debatable how beneficial it actually is. Obviously, it's a bug and not intended. But I don't think it's going to allow someone who couldn't win the map to beat the map. But still a bug nonetheless. Will it stay if you switch heroes? I mean, that's the next check. Next wave, I'll switch to a different hero and see if it stays. That's so funny, though. I can't believe it actually worked. Usually something like that, it's pretty console specific or platform specific, you know? But oh no, not this one. All right, let's see. Oh, it's still up. Yep. Dang. The hacks, man. I tell you, the hacks. Self-closing rift portals. The Warden's Wrath Mushroom is staying up on the portals. I mean, it's not a huge deal. But clearly not intended, you know? Well, I mean, I think it's just because not many people are using mushrooms to close portals, you know? Because you can one-tap them with anything. Well, I can assure you that just got clipped. Look at clip creator, Philomancer. Guaranteed. You go, Phil, you go. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's really a huge advantage, but certainly not an intended feature. Not an intended feature. Took a little damage up here, huh? I'm gonna have to test it on the PTR too. You thought it was the little bomber explosions at first? Yeah, that one would definitely catch you off guard, but I mean, certainly it's working on PC as well as Xbox, so. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Brought to you by Enraged Mushrooms. Come on now, Skellies. All of you die, would you? Just all the Skellies die. There we go. Well, I mean, it's just a bug, you know? It's not designed to do anything. It's a bug. Somebody found it, so kudos for finding the bug. I'll make sure it gets reported properly, and hopefully Phil can get it fixed. I would say it's an AFK quality of life feature, but then you have to not AFK wave 23. And if you're doing an AFK build, you want to AFK wave 23 too, right? So you lose your AFK-ness by creating AFK-ness. Alright, what kind of fat loots we got here? Nothing so far. Come on now. Let me look at the dang Arcanist Helm. Fine. Nah. None but junk. Yeah, fort and raid on that. That's a usable brooch probably for an alt. No love there. Boo. The loot sucks. Where's my... I'll show you guys my big oof from last night. Where is it? There it is. 494 fused Lichen Prince. With no vitality. Even if you were going to use that piece of shit, Pat, you would certainly not want to use one with no vitality, right? So terrible. I can't get a 494 prop cat to save myself, though. I've gotten lots of 400s, but... Alright. So where are we going next? Guard Chest? Was it Royal Gardens? Pump out some Royal Gardens runs? What do you think, y'all? Let's grab, we'll grab the old boosty boy here, put him back in. Let's go get a Guard Chest. And a little bomber. You know, maybe one of us will get a god roll little bomber. That'd be awesome, huh? Should we just DST it? I feel like the DST build works way better when you're solo. I guess depending on the quality of your DSTs. We can probably go 3, right? Zanzi, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I didn't put the traps in is why, but we don't really need them, so... It's helpful versus the Splodies, I think, but... We'll throw this here just to really fool them. There we go. They'll be tricked now, let me tell you. It's the bad part about this Wisp build. The DST build is quicker anyway, but then you add in having to upgrade 6 million little things instead of upgrading just a few more expensive items. I think poor Pepper is bored to tears today. She loves being out in the snow, but she's still a puppy and she will tear things up, go digging and everything else. So we can't just let her play out the back end in the snow, and she wants to go out so bad. I hear her in the living room crying. Or not crying, but wanting to play. She's still a puppy, yet she's an 80-pound puppy now. So she can be quite destructive. I think we just got to the 1-year mark. We've had her for about a year now. The outpost is a tough one. To be honest with you, I think the outpost was debatably harder than the keep for getting to wave 101. I mean, it would definitely be between the outpost and the keep as far as the hardest maps to get to 101 on. But I think the outpost may just take the cake. Thanks for subscribing there, Invincible. Appreciate it. Ogre spawns are just so random and it's pretty rude. Oh yeah. Those copter ogres can get a little uppity too if you're not on top of it. Come on, Schnazzy Guard Chest. You know you want to be there. You know you want to be there. After I get these guard sets dialed in, well, I mean, tomorrow we're going to know with the balance changes to the runes and stuff. We're going to, you know, because like as it stands right now, I would definitely want an LT set right away. Which, I mean, obviously I've got an LT set now. But the rune is so good on the PTR prior to tomorrow happening that I think the LT will be, without a doubt, one of the most used defenses in the game. It's just so good. Well, I mean, the LT is usable right now in the live game. It's not like the meta or the best or the most powerful, but it's without question, it's very, very usable in the current live game. And the rune for it just takes it next level, like seriously next level. And I think that rune will definitely be toned down a little bit, but to what extent? You know, we're gonna have to watch it, or tomorrow's the day. You know, it's back to retesting all the things again on the PTR tomorrow. So I am super, super looking forward to it. I hope it drops early. If it drops early, I'll probably extend the stream tomorrow and do a super, super long PTR stream all day. But yeah, I really do hope it drops super early. This map, usually RNG is pretty kind to you with the lane spawns too. It's feels kind of rare that you get well, I mean, I guess we only have 2 skelly lanes. It just felt like more than that. Around 1 Eastern time is what Phil said. That's perfect. That's 10 a.m. my time. Hell, I'll still be able to get some sleep. I'm probably going to play some more Coral Island tonight after dinner. I'm just really, really digging that game. I'm hoping the updates for it come frequent. Because the game really just, it looks absolutely amazing. Come on, shiny guard chest. You know you're in there. You know you're in there. In fact, I think that's going to end up working out perfect for tonight. Because I did need to stop a little bit early tonight. We had a really bad storm last week. And it damaged the roof on our garage. And I got to climb up on that bad boy before it's pitch dark out. It's already actually starting to get dark now. It's only like a 15-minute fix, but the things I needed to repair it arrived today, earlier while I was streaming. It's I don't know if it was maybe a modular garage the original owner put it in. It's a gravel floor. It's not like a super nice garage. It seems like it was probably a modular building. It's big. It's like the size of like a 4-car garage, but half of it has a false floor down, like a raised floor over it, so you can actually only fit 2 cars in it. But then it's got like a big work area. The previous owner of this house was a carpenter, so he had a bunch of his saws and equipment and whatnot out there. But yeah, anyway, I got a slap. It's like a 8-foot piece of like corrugated metal. I gotta slap it up there and pound some screws into it. But I will make that up tomorrow, especially with the PTR dropping. And I will get a few extra hours in tomorrow. In fact, maybe I'll start at like 11 or 12 o'clock. We'll have to see. I'm excited for that PTR. I mean, it's all the things we're going to need to look at. Hopefully Phil has some patch notes on it. And, you know, that has some of the nerfs and buffs lined out. So at least we have direction on what to check first. Alright, come on, be there, shiny stuff. Where are you at? Here's the bomber. The bomber's a bust. Range and fort. That's actually a decent roll. That might be better than my other Waller piece that I was looking for. But let's do one more, just for good measure. The portal bug stops after a certain amount of time. That's fair. Takes you forever to load in. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it depends on how much I've got a fiber internet. I've got really good internet, but it depends on how far away you are. Like, I play with my wife, not as often as I would like, but she'll play with me every now and then. And she loads in super, super fast. Like, within a few seconds. And then I've got a friend in Europe that I play with a lot, and when he loads in, it takes like a month and a half. And then also, it takes into consideration how many items are in your inventory. Because remember how your inventory works is it's an actual database sitting there, and every time you load into a map, each individual item in your inventory is being created over and over and over again. So, you know, that item has to, each individual item has to load in. So if you keep your inventory really low, it will save you many, many seconds there in loading time. And then down the road, Phil has teased the potential of maybe getting some sort of storage in our taverns. And then if you keep all your loot, you know, like your stuff that you just can't part with, if you keep that in that storage and not on your person, it's going to really help loading times too. Like, the lower you can keep your actual on-hand inventory, the better off you are, as far as loading goes. But, like, I let my inventory get all blown out all the time, and I've got fiber internet connections, and I'll be joining somebody else that's got a fiber internet connection, and it still takes a while, and it's just because my inventory is always so overloaded. It's probably the single greatest factor into slow loading times. See, this time only 855 mobs. That's, what, almost just under 200 mobs less. Actually, it's more than 200 mobs because we were like 1,090 or something. So 200 mobs less than our last wave 23. The RNG can be pretty wide as far as the mob counts go. I think they plan to bring more cosmetics in, Ben. In fact, I know they're going to bring more cosmetics in. It's not going to have a store like in-game, like a free-to-play game would. But as far as cosmetic DLC, there's no doubt at all they'll be bringing more of that in. I mean, I think Phil should really push to get one in this next update. I think every major content update should have some sort of cosmetic DLC. There's no known release date yet, Lustinese. A guess would be early December. That's completely a guess. Maybe we get lucky and it comes late November instead. I mean, I don't know. We will find out. Not soon enough for any of us. That's always the answer. Oh, dude, that would be so kick-ass, Aramir. Diablo 4 is a game I'm really looking forward to. Oh, really? Well, I mean, they're not going to put pre-orders out without a... It may not be a date, but you would think it would be like an estimated time. You know, March, November, April, February, whenever. I'm going to grind the living crap out of Diablo 4. I am so looking forward to it. I mean, I am going to seriously no-life that game for a while. I hope it's just wonderful. They said, what did I see? That it may have been clickbait, but I saw one of Riker's videos. It said that their goal is to combine the darkness and the story like that was in Diablo 1 with the like loot system from Diablo 2 and then the gameplay of Diablo 3. Blizzard as a company has lost your trust. I mean, that's nothing wrong with that, man. If you don't feel good about their products, then don't do it. I'm too much of a crackhead for that whole universe. They would have to be really, 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 really awful for me to stop. But I mean, two out of 3 of my most played games ever are Blizzard games. My number 1 most played game of all time is World of Warcraft. And my number 3 most played game of all time is Diablo 2. So I am a dirty, filthy addict when it comes to Blizzard products. I'm hoping that new CEO, the Xbox guy, they got that guy from Xbox, you know, before the merger, before the whole Microsoft buyout thing. They had named the CEO as, or I think it was a CEO of one of the bigwigs that's well loved from Xbox. So hopefully he's able to get their shit straightened out. Obviously they had some pretty crazy stuff go on there, you know. Quick, yeah. Fisk knows all the Xbox stuffs. But I mean, he's pretty highly regarded from the Xbox world, isn't he, Fisk? Maybe he's just what Blizzard needed to get their things dialed in. Well, they've directly addressed that through so many different games now. They don't want to put that in because they don't want. We find reasons to AFK enough, and they don't want to give us more reasons to AFK. Quick was a good guy, no creepy Cosby. He's not a Cosby. That's a plus. I think he's out of jail now, isn't he? All right, come on, be there. Oh, there, once again, it's another really good wall piece. Not a suitable piece for actual damaging builder. Trash bomber on that one. Can I show the build? I just did it like 3 times, Timothy. It's a striking gemstone on an aura stack with a shitload of bees, basically. Have I ever been in prison? No. I have not. I've gotten in trouble before. A good bomber would be at the speed cap with all 3 stats. So you want it to be 0.63 attack rate with 3 projectiles and all 3 stats. And then the higher the roll, as far as the upgrades, the better off you are. So, like, even a piece that's 350 at the attack rate with 3 projectiles and all 3 stats is going to be better than a piece that's, say, 400 upgrades that doesn't have one of those things. Oh, you missed the build. It's the same spam build I've been doing, Timothy. You didn't miss anything. In fact, you're going to go like, ew. When you watch it. All right, anyway, y'all, I got to get up on a ladder before it is pitch dark out and get this panel replaced on my garage roof. So tomorrow we are going to be going super, super long. So I don't want to say as soon as the PTR update goes live because it is just a PTR. So I don't want to kill myself with no sleep or whatever. But we are going to be going live tomorrow, probably before noon Pacific time. And we're going to test every single thing that gets changed on the PTR build tomorrow. So tomorrow should be, unless something is majorly broken, tomorrow should be like the final balance pass, or one of the final balance passes on the new things that are coming. But anyway, thank you all so much. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful, wonderful night. And I will see you all tomorrow. Take it easy, y'all.